So I want to have a conversation about credit scores, right? We all have a credit score. We see all these different, levels and 850 and 580 and all of these different things. I will admit to
Mhm.
never really following my personal credit score except when I'm getting a loan application. I want to talk to somebody who's been in the business for 20 years and ask, does a credit score even matter? If it does matter, why? And how does it play in today's mortgage industry? And to have these conversations, I have the one and only Stephen Dow. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing very well. Do me a favor, hit that marketing thing, and then we'll get to talking about credit scores.
You got it. Although I work very happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel are that of my own. So let's get it going again.
So again, one of the things that you undoubtedly asked for, or you've asked for over time, right, when you're doing
Mhm.
home loans, is what do you think
Mhm.
your estimated credit score is?
Right.
So let's talk about why do mortgage lenders and auto lenders, why does all these people want to know what your credit score is? What's really behind that?
Well, again, I mean, it's just a way to grade somebody's credit worthiness, meaning how much I can kind of trust you to pay me back if I lend you money. I guess at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So it's just like on anything, somebody's getting rated, right? Just like in school, A's, B's, C's, D's, and F's, right? So I'm just looking at basically your report card to
Yeah.
use in layman's terms of whether or not you're going to pay me back at all. You know what I mean? So at least from the standpoint of my type of financing, because it's non-traditional or non-QM or non-qualified mortgage, we kind of quote unquote hang our hat very heavily on a higher credit score because for us we want the higher quality borrower, but
Right.
also we recognize in the same light that certain borrowers even higher quality as far as repaying back or your credit, they have challenges as far as getting approved for financing because of how they have their taxes structured or how they file their income tax, things of that nature. So from that standpoint, credit scores are very important for us. So we typically want at least a minimum 650 or higher.
Mhm.
Other lenders will go lower. I think even FHA will allow certain other leniencies. But as I'm seeing the market tightening up, those scores at least 650, sometimes even 700 with
Yeah.
certain lenders. And so it's in this environment for sure, as credit starts to tighten, your credit score is very important. So that's typically one of the topics of discussion with newer investors or new buyers when they call me from this channel. We'll have
Yeah.
a kind of deeper dive to see, hey, what's your specific situation? Then we can see how we can move forward with your specific circumstances and resources that are only available to you to kind of move forward.
Yeah. Really for me, credit score. And again, I like your idea of a report card. I think I'm going to steal that. It's your report card about how you
It's okay.
handle money and debt,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's both
Mm-hmm.
those things, right? And
Mm-hmm.
really it's a way to scale risk of repayment. I think that's exactly
Right.
what it is. What is the risk of
Mm-hmm.
repayment? If risk is seen as low, it's a
Mm-hmm.
high number and the like.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that we
Mm-hmm.
talk about this because I think Fannie Mae just announced that they're changing. I think they're called what are they called?
Mm.
Not rate buy down or rate adjustments. What are they? What is it? What's the right vocabulary?
In which,
Loan level price adjustments. Loan level price
okay.
adjustments. So
Okay.
you may not have read this. It happened last week. Fannie Mae
Mm-hmm.
just came in and issued a whole change to loan level price adjustments that basically hurt the well qualified. It's really
Right.
odd that they did this. But one of the
Mm-hmm.
things that went by really subtle that people don't realize is they
Mm-hmm.
actually added two different credit score levels. My
Mm-hmm.
understanding of this, I'm not in the game, but I've read a lot of
Mm-hmm.
articles, is historically good or great credit to Fannie Mae was 740. That was like above
Right.
740, you're good, right? You get the golden rates.
Correct.
I
Correct.
believe what they've recently done is they've added 760 and even 780. So again, you made a comment earlier about the best of the best getting the best rates. So even
Mm.
at Fannie Mae, if you if you're at 760 or 780 or above, your loan level price adjustments go down. So they are encouraging the best of the best. But if you are a 740 or a 720, which used to be gold or silver, you're actually paying more. So even Fannie Mae is going, hey, we're going to reward the best of the best. And the people in the middle, watch out. It's going to get rough. So credit score means a
What?
thing lots to lots of people.
Agreed. Agreed. But the way I kind of looked at it was just, that's their way of just tightening up capital without saying we're tightening up capital.
Of course, like I always say, lenders will never say we're not lending. They will just make
We're
the
not
lending
lending.
box
We're
so
just going to move the
small.
goalposts. Yeah, the field goal was like 32. Now 70-yard field goal that you need to kind of.
Nobody made it. Nope, sorry,
No,
we can't lend.
see, yep, you just didn't make it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Good effort.
yeah, yep, exactly. So that's where I think that's how I read that, because
Yeah.
with ebb and flow, you talk about two different markets. There's the real estate market, there's the finance market. And so the
Yes.
finance markets that typically determines a lot of the ebb and flow as far as transactions, because if rates are down, transactions are up. If rates are up, so
Yeah.
there's all that.
The really funny thing about the lending market, it's not funny. Well, it's funny to me because I've watched it happen for 20 years. It's probably not funny
Right.
for anybody going through it. Is
Right.
we could have rates going down and possibly down significantly, but lending gets tighter and less people get loans. That is absolutely possible. It's absolutely, it's absolutely possible and might even be probable, right? So again, Fannie Mae, if you're a 780 credit score, which is now platinum, we'll give those people all the loans they want. But anybody below 780, we're going to make you jump through hoops and you're probably not going to get a loan. That could happen.
It could. I mean, it happened. I mean, that wasn't that far or long ago when I was remembering a lot of people saying, I've got, in the past, they would just get an automatic yes. Now they're like all these hoops and they got to jump through it on these conditions. And it's just like the underwriting time just like lengthened. And it's just basically some lenders' ways of just saying, yeah, we're not really lending, but we're going to show you or pretend that we're going to, maybe lend you some money. But yeah.
A lot of crazy stuff. So again, the last thing about credit scores, and I'm going to go from personal experience, and hopefully you have more of a history with this, is credit scores, they could change up or down. I don't know, I'm going to call it monthly, right? They can improve or decline monthly, basically as you're making payments, as your debt structure changes, right? It's not a once a year thing, right? The credit score is a fluid number that can be changing good or bad on at least a monthly basis. Is that fair?
Right. No, that's totally fair. As far as credit scores, it just depends on when that certain creditors report to the credit bureaus, because they don't really do it like slow dripping.
They do it
one
in batch.
Time
yeah.
Correct. They'll usually send like some sort of a tape or something over the last 30, 45 days of all the people that have paid their monthly payments, and then that's when they'll send it off. So depending upon when those creditors report to the credit bureaus, and sometimes only to certain bureaus, because I don't know if it costs them money to report that or how that works. But I've seen some creditors only reporting to certain bureaus. That's why you have 3 different bureaus with like sometimes 3 different numbers. And so,
and what are the bureaus? What are their names?
TransUnion, right? Experian, and Equifax.
Okay, there you go.
Those are 3 major.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the credit score matters. It's something you should care about. If you don't know it, you could look it up, or you should look it up. You should care about it, because the lower your credit score, the more costs you're going to have in lots of different areas.
And the less likelihood of even being approved, because again, as credit starts to tighten up, you really have to kind of really position yourself to get qualified, because right now there's going to be less money and more people looking for money, so you want to be able to kind of be at the front of the line. Otherwise, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Whereas in the past, you're like, I could get a loan so easily, but you just got to level up like the rest of everybody else in this kind of environment. You just got to level up.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Steven, thank you for being here today. I appreciate you. If somebody wanted to reach out, maybe get a loan process started, how would they do that?
That would be, again, just email me to sdao@velocitymortgage.com. In the subject line, the acronym ORAAT to get past the firewall. In the body of the email, maybe a brief description, what you're looking for. Property address would be great. City and state, which where you want to lend in to make sure or where you want financing to make sure I lend there. And of course, your mid-FICO score, best phone number to reach you at, and I'll be in touch in 24, 48 hours.
I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.